The 23 years of revelations to Muhammad would eventually be written down to become the Quran, considered one of the miracles of Islam. It is believed that Muhammad could not read or write, and the revelations would become a very beautiful Arabic. The term Quran basically means recite. An important understanding of this sacred scripture is that it is multisensory. It is to be seen, recited, and heard. There are some Hafiz Muslims that have memorized the entire Quran, which is a little shorter than the Christian New Testament. The Quran is segmented into chapters or surahs and verses or ayahs. Unlike the Hebrew Bible or the New Testament, this sacred text is not organized thematically, but rather by length of chapter. It is a text of proclamation. It has a certain urgency. What one scholar said reads like a stream of consciousness. Speaking of the sensory nature of this scripture, there are various schools of calligraphy to make the language look beautiful. The background of this slide is a particular style of calligraphy. It is not unusual to see verses on the walls of mosques, since Islam does not allow images. In the realm of reciting and hearing, there is an oratorical art form called tajweed. These are the rules for the recitation of the Quran. Not only do some Muslims memorize the entire Quran, but there are stylistic nuances that make the recitation beautiful. If we were in class together, I would have played a clip from a very interesting HBO documentary called Quran by Heart. The setting is a competition in Egypt where Muslims from around the world recite portions of the Quran by heart. In the segment I generally show, there is a boy who almost wins the competition. He is 10 years old. Tears are coming to the eyes of some of the audience. The lead judge of the competition also sheds tears and states that it is a miracle. You would find out that this boy doesn't understand Arabic. Some of you might be thinking how ridiculous that would be. Well, in our attempt to be phenomenological, to empathize and understand the other, what that audience was witnessing was a reenactment of Revelation. Even though this young boy didn't understand Arabic, the language is understood to be sacred and powerful. At this juncture in the class, I would give you one of those fun quizzes for which you are not graded. I would write God at the top, then I would draw a man or a woman at the bottom. I would then write Judaism, Christianity, and Islam between God and humanity. Then my question to you, bright young things, would be, what is the most sacred thing between God and mankind for the three great monotheisms? Your good guesses would be heard throughout the classroom. You would learn, though, that the most sacred thing for Judaism is the Torah, for Christianity it's Jesus, and for Islam it is the Quran. You might remember the various stories about the origin of the Torah, and that there is a heavenly Torah. Islam also has a heavenly Quran. You recently learned, if you didn't know already, that Jesus is considered fully human and fully divine.